This is a real temptation in our culture. You're seeing this right now from Mr. Dylan Mulvaney, probably one of the greatest examples of it, who has had, he's the transvestite who was a Broadway actor, and then he pretended to be a woman, and on TikTok every single day he says, that's day 5 of being a woman, and today I'm flitting around as a sort of a caricature of what a woman is. I've cried 10 times today. I've never felt more like a woman. Well, Dylan Mulvaney has had some surgery to make his face look more like Bruce Jenner's, and now he's posting videos saying that he looks super duper hot.
It's day 335 of being a girl, and I wanted to go on record.
It's day 0 of being a girl. He's still not a girl.
To say that this might be the hottest I've ever looked and will ever look in my lifetime. And I'm making this video so that in thousands of years, there will be evidence. Is it the dress?
There will be evidence of what flaming weirdos y'all are. That's the evidence we're going to see in thousands of years.
Yes. It could be the dress. Is it the makeup? Or is it the hair? Because I think it's the extensions. And when I have extensions in, I don't know my name.
If he doesn't know his name, I'm a little worried, but this is my hair. But I wouldn't mind having some extensions. Me and Dylan.
I don't know where I live. I just know that I love these. And I know that I look like I could steal a husband, but I want to promise you.
I don't think he could steal a husband as much as he wants to, unless it was a trans husband, in which case he would be stealing a wife. So he still can't steal a husband.
Look me in the eyes. I want to promise you that I would never do that to you. Okay, I am a girl's girl, and I love ya.
Oh my gosh, that face he just made reminds me of the garish lipstick on the Joker in Batman. I'm totally creeped out.
Woo! But seriously, this is good, right? Okay. Love you, okay.
Much to say about that video, because it's not just Dylan. It reflects a lot of the problems in our culture. Dylan Mulvaney has just given the best proof yet that transgenderism broadly, or at very least the type of transgenderism that he suffers from, is a sexual fetish. It's what the psychologist Ray Blanchard called autogynephilia. Ray Blanchard, the psychologist, said that there are 2 kinds of people who think that they're the opposite sex. There are homosexual transsexuals who are attracted exclusively to men and are feminine in both behavior and appearance. And then there are autogynephilic transsexuals.
That is a mouthful.
Who experience sexual arousal at the idea of having a female body. It would appear, well, Dylan Mulvaney might have, he might have a little touch of both, I guess, but he certainly has the latter, in as much as he is viewing himself as a hot sexual object. He's saying, I've never looked hotter in my whole life, ladies. And it's a funny line, and he's saying it with the deadpan of a trained actor. But it does prove the point. He's saying, I am looking on my body that some surgeon has constructed for me with lust. And then he goes further, and he says, when I'm looking at me in my hot new body in the mirror, I don't know my name. I forget who I am. I forget where I am. All I know is I just think these hair extensions are really hot. All of this is an admission of what conservatives have said about transgenderism from the beginning, which is this is obviously a sexual fetish, and this is obviously an expression of self-hatred. That's what he's saying. He's saying, oh, I just feel such relief. I'm so happy because I forget who I am. I'm so happy I forget my name. I just forget where I am. I'm escaping from a reality that I don't want to confront.
So I see a parallel here between that mindset and the mindset of progressives/liberals.
Into a fantasy and a delusion that is relieving my sense of contempt for the real world and also arousing me sexually. It's just
oh my gosh, I can't believe he just said sexually aroused with Dylan Mulvaney. I'm going to have to take a shower just from listening.
Total vindication of what the conservatives have said. The libs have said, no, transgenderism is it's just who you really are. It's just people living their true lives authentically and loving themselves. Dylan Mulvaney saying, no way, man, I hate myself. I want to forget who I am. I don't want to know my own name. I want to forget where I am. I don't want to remember anything about the real world. I just want to pursue my sexual desire to a state of a kind of sexual ecstasy. That's what he's saying. He's saying we're right. And we have been right about this. The self-hatred problem is a big problem. Very often, the culture of body positivity or love yourself or pride, which is the primal sin, the queen of all vices, and the vice of all queens, as my friend Andrew Clavin has pointed out, is a mask for self-hatred. Very often, the people who are most boastful, who seem most narcissistic and egotistical, paradoxically, they also are filled with the most self-hatred. You're seeing this reflected in all of the popular culture, but look at this cartoon that we played last week or the week before, Proud Family, which is a reboot of a 20-year-old cartoon. Proud Family has been rebooted to push BLM and woke, intersectional, leftist nonsense, and to push onto a culture of predominantly white people the sense that white people are evil.
Well, you understand love, don't you?
No, I do not understand anything about white fragility.
White fragility? What's that supposed to mean?
You know what it means. You're doing it right now.
Doing what?
Being defensive about race. Robin DiAngelo wrote a whole book about it. Read it.
Yet again,
on page 39.
same
Not on page 39.
cover and everything.
My dad wouldn't even look at the diary. He said his people would never own slaves. How could he just dismiss me like that? White fragility. Oh, Brother Kwame.
White fragility, that's what it is. Now, it would be very easy to say that all of this anti-white propaganda is just a problem coming from black people or from non-white people. That's not primarily what's going on. All of the anti-white, if you're a little boy and you're white, you're evil, you need to apologize for your whiteness, that stuff is largely coming from white people. It's not so simple as to say, hey, you radical black people need to stop pushing this on us. It's largely white people. The book that they referenced is by Robin DiAngelo. Robin DiAngelo is a white lady. The people who run these networks pushing all this stuff are, by and large, white people.
It really takes virtue signaling to an entirely different level, but it makes all of us who are white, and especially our white boys and men, targets. It's the worst behavior.